Welcome back, folks. The holidays are a good time for lots of goodies, but how about ringing in that new year with a healthy gluten-free treat or dish? With us this morning to talk about it, the one and only Jan Laird from Jan Can Cook For You. And Jan, we're just talking during the break, lots of important stuff about the gluten, but when we get down to it, the building block of it is our flour.
Correct.
Okay.
When you go gluten-free, it's very healthy to go gluten-free. People want New Year, they want to eat less. So they're going gluten-free, and people get, breads, cakes, pastries, cookies, all those things. The gluten is what gives the elasticity in those products to make them moist and stretchy and stuff.
Right.
Gluten-free, you take it out.
Right.
So unless you know the right kind of flour blends to put together, it's going to be pretty dense and pretty tasteless. Going gluten-free is trial and error, a lot of it.
So what are some of the blends, if we're talking about the right blend for the flour?
Okay, smell this flour. What do you smell?
Wow, that's great.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, it's I can't place what it is. It's got
coconut flour.
Coconut, that's what it is.
Coconut flour is a good flour to have protein.
Oh, okay.
In it, okay. There's another thing called sorghum flour. So when you
sorghum, I've heard that a lot.
When you're going to go gluten-free, you have a tendency to white rice flour, garbanzo bean flour. There's a lot of these flours in potato starch, corn starch. You're like, what do you do with this? How do you put them all together to make something like zucchini bread?
Which is what we've got here.
So this is a flour blend. Okay, so it has like 6 different kinds of flour. Flours are expensive.
Yes.
They're very expensive.
The gluten-free flours are very expensive.
You can get flours at Sprouts, like you said. A lot of people don't know you can get flours at Asian markets, the rice flour, because it'll be less expensive. Put your flours in the freezer so that they don't turn rancid.
Okay.
To save.
In the freezer.
Yeah,
okay,
because it just put them in a Ziploc bag. After you open them, this one's open, the sorghum, so I would put it in a Ziploc bag and just close it up and put it in the freezer.
Okay, gotcha.
And so you have several different flours, you mix them all together. You're going to add your zucchini, you're going to add your baking soda, your baking flour, your vanilla, your eggs, just like regular bread, and you're going to have a product like this come out. I dabbled some chocolate chips.
I was going to say,
yeah,
I don't see I don't see these over there. These just kind of snuck their way on.
It's television, zam.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so this is all great, and I think the big takeaway on this, Jan, which is important for a lot of people that are considering gluten-free, is that once we replace the flour, we can really stick with a lot of the same ingredients. I know when I do the pies, the only thing I go gluten-free on is the crust.
Right.
That pumpkin pie is still pumpkin pie.
Exactly. And when we cook so we're doing a baking segment. When we do a cooking segment, and it says breaded chicken, breaded meat, you use your flour blend. Easy. It's really easy. When you go gluten-free, don't throw out those cookbooks that you've used in the past. If it calls for a half a cup of flour, use your flour blend.
Yeah, just substitute
just substitute, and you'll still have the very, very close to what you're used to eating, especially in cooking.
That's great.
But the main thing in gluten-free is baking. Because people really want that bread, they want that cake, they want that stuff. So this
so this when we come back, we got to go to break, unfortunately. But when we come back, not to fear, because you're going to get to see us dive into this.
Yeah.
We are also going to have this recipe on our website.
It's on the
so
website.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back, and we're pigging out on some zucchini bread.